basketball team at both national and international level before relocating to the UK. I also happen to be the public relations officer for the Sierra Leone Basketball Federation. Basically, looking at the topic, peace, unity, love, and hope, I would love to basically, divide it into two parts. I wanted to write a speech, but after seeing the topic, I realized my story could definitely fit into the topic without even writing a speech for it. I want to put peace, unity, and love together as one, and then I proceed to hope in the later part of the discussion. Looking at peace, or the importance of peace in every nation, it is quite important that without peace, we wouldn't be able to basically develop or do anything. I hail from Sierra Leone, where we had 10 years of civil war. I was 12 years old. I saw people killed. I saw hands being chopped off. I saw women raped. I saw houses were burnt. So coming from a society like that for 10 years and I was 12, I wouldn't be able to describe how hard it was as a child growing up. 10 years, you running up and down with guns on the streets, you're there, and you don't even know what is going on. I mean, 12 years, you say, oh, he's a kid, he wouldn't understand. But it is very depressing being a young boy coming up in that situation where you don't literally go to school for years, having rebels in your country. At a certain point, when you look at what happened, for example, in Sierra Leone, it's as a result of lack of love and unity. Those two are basically major keys. These two contributed to war in Sierra Leone. If you look at unity, there won't be any unity without love. For people to basically unite, they have to love themselves first. If I don't love you, I wouldn't want to unite with you. If we don't love each other or love for us to have good things for ourselves, you would not want to unite with your fellow human. So love is the key word, is a major component in terms of building peace and unity. So as a result of basically a nation that never loved themselves with tribal disputes, religious disputes, and few other issues, it was difficult for them to unite as a nation and move forward. So as a result of not loving ourselves, we were faced with 10 years of brutal war, fighting for no reason. So after that, it took years for Sierra Leoneans to basically come together, rehabilitate, and see how we could unite as a nation. A country with basically only 7 to 8 million population were not able to unite for 10 good years. That is how bad it was. So after 10 years, we realized the only thing that could basically bring us together has to be love and unity. So how do we unite ourselves? We started asking ourselves questions like this. How do we unite? That is when we started finding ways to develop as a nation and say, now, for us to unite as a nation, we need to start doing things together that we love together. Then culture came in, music came in, sports, which is where I belong, played a huge role in terms of basically bringing people to unite as a nation. I'm a basketball player. I know how important sport is how important sport is as a tool to move a nation forward. Basketball is what gave me the opportunity to first come to the UK in 2017. And basically, it was different countries that came together, just like the Olympics, sharing love, being united and pushing forward for one goal, which is basically to develop and move forward as nations and as individuals. So coming back to the pandemic or the impact after, or what has love, peace, and unity, what has it got to offer after the pandemic? If we as a country that came from war for 10 years, after 10 or 15 more years, we encountered Ebola crisis, which was worse than maybe I would say, I don't know if it's worse than COVID, but it was that serious back then. I was there. We were faced with so many challenges, mudslide. We've gone through all this. But at the end of the day, we are able to come together as a nation. I don't see why the pandemic or the effect of the pandemic should stop people across the world to be able to develop hope and come together and say, listen, we have gone through all this. There are countries that have been through worse. Let us revive that energy. Let us believe in ourselves that yes, we can. We will be able to move forward and develop as a nation and pursue our individual goals. So when we look at peace, unity, and love, if we have to leave that aside a bit or add hope to it, that is when I try to tell my story a bit, especially on how I met this wonderful woman who is now my mentor, who's played an incredible role in transforming my life personally since I've been here. Sometimes I tell people that I've only been in the UK for 16 months and they'll be like, no, you're not serious. Are you for real? I said, yes. It's not about how long you've been here. It's about the focus you have and interacting with the people, with the right people or the right mind, with the right mindset. A year ago, I was working in a place where it was very, very hard for me. I used to basically push over 10, 15 kgs in a hospital, pack linens, do a lot of stuff that was really difficult physically and mentally for me. Especially coming from a country where I would say I'm a public figure. I was known. I played for my country. I forgot to mention I've been on a reality TV show, which was Big Brother Sierra Leone, for like 8 weeks on TV. So everyone basically know me. And coming over here, starting all over again, so pushing cages and doing things that were physically and mentally tough. You know, I endured. It was basically faith that took me there. But after coming across Dr. Elizabeth, every morning when I pass by, I say, good morning, Ma, or good afternoon, Ma. The smile on her face gave me a lot of courage that there is something that is different about her. And after a few weeks, I was able to approach her and said to her, my name is Mohammed. You know, I have a degree in political science. I'm a basketball player. Is there anything that you could help me with, maybe doing something that I can feel like I am contributing to instead of pushing cages? And she looked at me and said to me, you know what? Give me your number. Let us talk after here. So that's how it started. And after that, we started talking and I told her who I was, my story about where I'm from and things I love to do. And she told me that there's one sentence that she tells me always. She said, this is not your final bus stop. She said that to me. I still remember those words, that here is not your final bus stop. It's just basically the road to where you are going. The future is bright. And she told me, I'm going to make the world know who you are. So that was it, as a joke. And then we started interacting, connecting. And after a few months, before you know it, oh, boom, I am the ambassador for International Youth Society automatically, considering some of the work I've done around youth, because the company that I have, Life of a Baller, started as a foundation where we empower the youth, deprived kids from disadvantaged communities, taking them off the street, using basketball as a tool to empower them. So she said, I think you could fit, the role of an ambassador to see how you can help and bring your experience and see what we can do to move forward. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, we're around running out. Can you please
Excuse me. Please allow him to finish all his story.
I'll stay here for days, but I'll shorten it. So a few weeks after I became the ambassador, she told me that this is not your final bus stop, and then just go for what you want to do. Then I started applying for jobs. Then something sudden came up. I had an opportunity to basically work somewhere else, which was really far, hours out. I came to her and said, I just got a job. It's a good pay, but I have to travel for 2 hours, wake up at 4 a.m. to go. She said to me, do you love it? Do you want to do it? I said, yes. She said, go for it. I went back, I realized it's something that is so impossible that I couldn't do because of the transportation alone was over £300 to £400 a month. And I came back to her, I said, I think I'll be here a bit. This is not the one. She said, okay, follow your heart, follow your dream, and do whatever you think is best for you. Then on and on and on, I changed from being pushing cages. I did security as well, standing in the cold for months in this country. I always update her. I said, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing security. She said, okay, just hang in there. Remember, that is not your final bus stop. You have your destination. I said, okay. So to cut long story short, after my 6th job, from care work to security to all sorts of things in the UK, I ended up getting a job as a support worker in a mental health institution where I only worked for 2 months. And 2 weeks ago, I only told her yesterday that 2 weeks ago, I'm proud to say that I got promoted from a support worker in 2 months, from a support worker to an assistant occupational therapy. That is one of the good news. The second one was the institution that I work for is basically finding ways. They spoke to me about, what do you think about doing a master's in occupational therapy? They are looking into funding me to go and study. So automatically they said that to me. The first thing that came to my mind was Dr. Elizabeth telling me, this is not your final bus stop. You have a long way to go. This is just a journey. So the reason why I'm stating all these things, my story, to discuss the topic, whatever I've explained to you has to do with hope. I was hopeful because hope basically is the optimism, is the optimistic state of mind that is based on expectation of positive outcome. Sometimes you doubt yourself, but once you have hope that this is going to happen, anytime I want to feel down, I remember the words that she told me, this is not your final bus stop. That is hope for me. That is hope for me. So she gave me hope to push forward, to do what I have to do. And in 1 year time, I was able to register my company in the UK, started from selling 20 t-shirts into selling over 500 of hoodies, t-shirts across the UK. And now I've expanded my business, turning over from £200 to over £10,000 in sales. So I am proud to say, for me to achieve these things had a lot to do with the love she showed me as a human being, embracing me. She never knew me from nowhere. Then the unity that she decided for me and her to have, for us to unite as two individuals to move forward and to inspire each other positively, you know, and also the hope that she instilled in me and for me to have in myself. So to round it up all, I want to say hope, love, unity encompasses everything in life. And for all these things to happen, you have to surround yourself with like-minded, positive people that will push you forward and have faith in yourself and believe that YESICAN is not even yes, you can again, is YES, I can. So you have to say that to yourself. It's a daily affirmation. So every morning that I wake up, someone tells me this is impossible. I tell them, listen, no, it's not impossible. Yes, I can. So I want to round up by saying thank you so much to everyone here. Thank you so much to Dr. Elizabeth, my personal mentor. This is just the start of the journey. I hope for us to be here again in the next couple of months or years where I will tell you, hey, I came from pushing cages, now I'm in one of the billboards telling my story. I'm wearing a Yes You Can t-shirt and showing Dr. Elizabeth as my personal mentor that pushed me. Thank you very much. It may be a rowdy speech. It wasn't written, but I had to speak from the bottom of my heart and share my story. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Muhammad Ali, brother. Actually, your